Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Cyanide Academy race. This is the qualifying for round 7 at the Slovakiaring. So far, the fastest car on track is once again appears to be Johan. You set a lap time of 2 minutes and 1 second and 7/10 of a second as he bounces off the curb, as we saw. Second fastest lap, which is not being shown for Towers having some troubles, is Daniel Zulaga with a 2 minutes 7 seconds. Qualifying for round 7 at the Slovakiaring. Now this is qualifying over with Johan Karolczak on pole with a lap of 2 minutes and 1 second, followed by Daniel Zulaga in starting on second place on the grid with 2 minutes 7 seconds, followed by Juan Ramaj with a lap time of 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Now we will be with you shortly for the race. Now we are doing the red lights and away we go. Started the round 7. Round 7 of the race. With Johan leading the pack currently in first place. Followed by Juan, who moves up to second place, and Daniel, who falls back to third place. Quite a tight field pack there, 4 drivers. However, that does not mean the racing will not be entertaining as Daniel Tutui overtakes, Danny Tutui overtakes Daniel Zulaga. Zulaga falls back to 4th place from 2nd place in qualifying. Not ideal whatsoever for Daniel over here. However, Danny was very keen and was not complaining for the chance given to recover the position. Or to gain, rather gain a position. As you have Johan over here, who is almost pulling a second away from Juan, the car behind him in 2nd place. As they go for the final set of corners as they approach the end of the final, apologies, the end of this first lap. And this is the first lap complete of the 7th round. We can see all 4 drivers, except for Zawago has a moment over here and goes off track before the final straight. That costed him a lot of time. He's currently 20 seconds behind the race leader. Not quite ideal for a race start. However, the field appears to have spread out quite a bit, with Juan pulling away from Danny, as well as Juan. Apologies, as well as for Johan over here. Who's pulling more than a second and a half away from the car in 2nd place. They're on board now with Juan. As Johan extends lead even more. However, Tutoi over here, Danny has had a moment that is a car in 3rd place. He's gone off track into the gravel, having trouble to recover. That would mean Daniel will be very happy to pounce up on him. Daniel currently less than 5 seconds within reach of Danny over here. Daniel will be keen to recover. Fastest lap of the race set by Johan. Almost a second, more than a second faster than Juan. As the cars pull away. Now Johan appears to have imposed his dominance on this race so far. Danny has headed into the pits. I'm not sure if that's retirement, or what's that for? That seems to be problem there for the driver. However, that promotes Zulaga to third place, as he's 41 seconds behind the race leader. Now the key for this race for Johan and Juan is to not make any mistakes and wait for the other to make a mistake. However, that doesn't appear to be the case. Both very consistent drivers, however, the Johan seemingly pulling away ever so slightly. Johan extending the lead now with Juan with 3 seconds. Johan once again, yet extending the lead, almost dipping into the 4-second barrier difference between him and current second place, that being Juan. With Daniel Zulaga falling quite badly behind the rest of the other 2 cars. In fact, he is, we can see here, Johan in the back almost catching up and about to lap Daniel. At some point perhaps in the race we will be seeing that. Now the fastest lap set yet again by Johan, lap time of 2 minutes and 4 tenths, almost 5 tenths of a second. Juan, the car in second place, has set a 2 minutes and 2 seconds lap, almost 2 seconds behind Johan's time. No, have 10 minutes left. Almost 10 minutes left for race number 1. now Johan pulling yet again from the car in second place with almost 5 seconds and 0.3 seconds. Well, now we've hit over the 0.3 second mark, as the pace appears to be quite similar now. However, it's a bit too late as the gap now is well over 5 seconds and a half, perhaps getting into the 6 second gap between these two drivers. So Juan will be willing, or will be hoping for a mistake, if any, on Johan's end in order to capitalize on it and gain position. It appears that Daniel has retired from his crash into the barriers. That makes it a two-man showdown with almost less than 7 minutes to go on the clock. Johanna again pulling away even more. Perhaps we might see the gap climb up to 7 seconds now. Going very fast today, Johan, with a very dominant performance. Not as many drivers competing this round compared to last race. However, we'll see how this unfolds. With a gap of 6 seconds and becoming now 7 seconds and 1/10 of a second as Johan dominates today. As Juan sets his personal best lap of the race. A bit of a late start here for Mariva. However, better late than never. He's currently 6 laps behind the race leader. Now, with just under 4 minutes to go, Johan still maintains the lead and doesn't stop extending the gaps between him and Juan. Less than 2 minutes to go. Now would be perhaps the last going of this race with less than a minute to go, as the gap drops from 7 seconds down to 6 seconds between the two cars. However, it's quite unlikely for any move to happen. Juan is simply too far back behind. Congratulations, as Johan wins the first race, front 7, followed by Juan in second place, and Daniel in third place. Join us soon for the second race, which will have an inverted starting grid, and we will begin it shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second race of round 7 with the inverted race grid. And we are lights out and away we go. With Johan yet again, quite behind now, with Juan in first place, followed by Ika Mariva in second place, Johan in third place, followed by Daniel and Danny in fourth and fifth respectively. We're heading down to the first set of corners after the first straight. Quite a bit of braking there. Outbrakes himself, Mariva a bit. Very late in the braking. Johan will be looking to make a move. Tries to go down the inside. There is simply no space. And he does make it down the inside this time, as he claims second position. Or does he? Mariva goes up wide, tried to go through the other inside of the as, but couldn't quite squeeze it in there as Johan protects his position. Mariva goes out wide as Daniel overtakes Danny. Now, appears that Daniel Swag has gone out wide into the gravel, slowed him down quite a bit, lost him a chunk of pace right here. Not quite ideal, as the top three are very close to each other. Daniel is retired as it seems. He's pits at the moment, with the top three still battling each other closely. Now, Johan on the attack, right on the exhaust pipe of Juan, aiming for the double win in round 7. Go very close, getting as much slipstream as he can, goes out wide. Will he make the move? Goes up a bit too wide. Does get the better exit, however, and goes down the outside. Will he make a move? And he tucks back in behind. As Juan tucks back in, and Danny Tutori has retired as well. Apologies, Swag is not retired. Matter of fact, he's still pushing. With Johan wanting or very keen on overtaking Juan. Well blocked there and some good defending. However, he might have compromised his exit. Very close to each other, these two, as Mariva starts falling behind, and Johan looks to make a move from the outside, similar move, and can he make it stick this time? Pushes it, but not enough. And matter of fact, he does, as he as well sets the fastest lap as Juan tucks back into the slipstream. He does get the inside for this corner. Does he reclaim the position, however? Outbrakes himself, tucks back in, and a bit of a bump there between the two, as Johan protect his position. Well defended. And Juan falls back to second place. With Morava looming in the distance. Less than half a second between the two drivers. However, we've seen how Johan dominated the previous race. He will be wanting to repeat that feat once again. However, Juan this time is not letting Johan any space to breathe. He clearly wants to win this race to recover from the last one, in which he finished second. Yet again the fastest lap of the race, 2 minutes, 5/10 of a second. Now the gap is starting to increase a little bit, as you can see. And the gap almost becomes a second between the two drivers. Johan attempts to break free from the pressure Juan poses. And Mark is not letting him go whatsoever. Daniel Zalaga has a very interesting donut as he retires the race. We only now have 3 drivers for this race, with Karolczak in first place, followed by, as he sets the fastest lap once again, and the first driver, or the first and only driver in this race to get below the 2-minute mark. So we've got Johan Karolczak in first place, followed by Juan Gromaj in second place, and Iker Morava in third place. Johan showing quite fascinating consistency there, as Gromaj goes a bit wide the exit of that corner and perhaps compromises his entry. However, he does get a good exit and a good run. Nah. with now got less than 10 minutes to go for this race, as Murray sets his personal best sector, and Ramaj gains a bit, gets quite close, as he, however, receives a 5-second penalty for corner cutting, and that pretty much rules him out of this battle, unless he manages to overtake Kalajak and perhaps gain ground, as the two make contact, as Johan goes out wide and fails to get back on track. Good thing that didn't end up with both drivers spinning, and all goes as well. Juan now in first place, however that doesn't guarantee him the win. He has to pull at least 5 seconds away from Johan in order to guarantee said win. And that is due to his 5-second penalty for track limits. It goes indeed. That could sacrifice his exit speed, as Juan pulls away. And this time, Gramard is 2 seconds faster than Johan. However, Johan will not be willing to let Juan walk away that easy and put on the time, as it seems. Quite close racing between the two drivers. And very consistent from both as well. That is, however, the final warning for track limits for Johan Kalajak, so we could see something interesting here. If Johan receives another warning, it won't really be a warning, and it will be a penalty, perhaps 5 seconds, which in that case should make Juan the race winner, as two drivers, very similar lap times between the two. As we head into the first corner, Johan attempts to look inside, but he's too far to make a move as he chips away with the grass. Really wants to make a move on Juan. And he's clearly pushing very hard. As we have less than 5 minutes to go for this race. Both drivers taking different approaches to the set of S's, and we'll see which approach pays off the most dividends. Not letting any room for error or any room for overtakes as Juan holds back Johan, with Juan now setting his personal best of 2 minutes and 3/10 of a second, and with quite similar pace applies Johan with a lap time of 2 minutes and 5/10 a second. Now as Van pulls up a second gap, however that gap quickly drops again, quite fluctuating gap between the two drivers. As we're approaching what seems to be the final 2 laps of this race. But Moreva falling yet again behind with 16 seconds behind the race leader. Now going toe to toe as Juan is now appears to have the pace compared to Johan. This being the final lap of this race. Now, if Johan can hang on and keep the gap below 5 seconds, then he will be the winner of this race due to the 5 seconds that will be added. As Moreva suffers an incident that is on the final straight, I believe, as he spins out and collides against the wall. Quite an interesting incident there, and Moreva unfortunately heads back to the pits and he retires for this race, and the race once again becomes a 2-man race to the end. The 2 drivers make it through the set of corners, taking once again different lines. With Johan's lines paying ever so slightly. This part, however, he goes into hot, has to lift off a bit, which sacrifices a bit of momentum. However, that momentum ends up being gained, and well, pretty much the gap is fluctuating in these certain corners. However, Johan has managed to reduce the gap. It was 1 second, now it's 7/10 of a second and fluctuating around it. As they head into the final set of corners. Now this is the final lap of the race, as Juan unfortunately gets demoted from first place due to his 5-second penalty that got added to his final time, and that promotes Johan Karlovic to become the race winner yet again. Congratulations, Johan, for your double win in the 2 races, and tough luck for Juan, finishing second with an impressive performance from both drivers and an unfortunate time penalty for Juan in the second race. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and join us next Sunday.